Dan Barrett again. We're just doing the Buyer Beware series, and I have Logan, who's part of the Dan Barrett sales team. Logan is taking some training in regards to credit, and we've been talking about credit for the last while on our Buyer Beware series. So I just wanted Logan to share his expertise and his knowledge in this area, just about credit scores and what damages and what things you're experienced in.
I think one of the things people make a mistake on when it comes to credit is when they're shopping for a vehicle, when they're going from dealership to dealership, trying out the different makes and models. They get the dealership at each one to check their credit, and they kind of sign off on the credit check sheet. Well, what that does is it shows your bank that you're doing a hard pull at all these different places. So the bank looks at that and sees, you're trying to get a loan at all these different places. So each time you're doing that, it affects your credit score in a negative way. The best way, if you're going to be buying a vehicle and you're kind of interested in what your credit score would be, is to go to your financial institution and talk to your bank manager or your financial advisor, and they can do a soft pull there, and that checks your credit and gives you the information on your credit without showing the bank that you're trying to apply for a loan or trying to get credit. So yeah, like the best way to check your credit would be going to a bank manager and getting a soft pull. And when it does come down to what the car you want to buy, then that's when you go into the business office, of course, and do the credit application. But don't, each dealership you go to, don't be signing the credit sheets, because they'll tell you, like some dealerships will try to tell you that you need to, and it's important to see like the rate you qualify for. But unless you're really serious about buying a vehicle at that dealership on that day, I wouldn't let that dealership look at your credit, just because the negative effects it could have on your overall credit score. And another thing too, for credit cards, like you were talking about in the other video, a big thing too, so you got to pay attention to your credit limit. So you're not going to want to overutilize your credit limit, so that's over 55% of your credit card. So you're going to want to stay under that 55%. So say if you have $1,000 credit limit, you're going to want to stay under like the $550 range for a long period of time, because if you're over that range, again, that shows the bank that you're overutilizing your credit, which negatively affects your beacon. So yeah.
So what about if people have their credit cards and they use them to purchase things, and they're always, if they have a $10,000 limit, they spend $10,000. You were saying something about that before.
Yeah, so you're not gonna, like, say if you have a $10,000 limit and you're constantly going to the $10,000 peak, you're not gonna want to do that, because again, that's shows that you're overutilizing your credit. So it'd be beneficial for you to just, as you're spending it, to pay it off so that it doesn't get over the $5,500 range for a long period of time. Because when it's over that range for the long period of time, that's when it's overutilizing the over 55% of the credit that you're allocated on that card.
Awesome. So that ends our series for today. If you have questions in this, you can call Logan or you can call myself. Our contact phone number at the business here is 306-242-0276, or at email at dbarrett@snpchev.ca.